Yes, welcome students to today's class. Now we are going to study retirement of a partner. We are continuing with the 12 marks problems. Previous class we saw how to calculate the new profit sharing ratio on retirement. In today's class we are going to see how to calculate 12 marks problems when a partner is retiring from the firm. The accounting treatment in case of retirement or admission is very similar. They are almost similar. We are preparing revaluation account, partners capital account and balance sheet even for 12 marks. There is a slight difference only in the treatment of the goodwill. So in today's class we'll see when goodwill is raised and retained in the business or when it is created in the business on account of retirement of a partner. In the coming classes we'll see how to treat goodwill when it is withdrawn on account of retirement and if it is raised only to the extent of retiring partner. Now the treatment as in admission, I said even for goodwill it is same. In admission we saw incoming partner used to get the goodwill, but now on retirement whenever goodwill is raised it is credited to all the partners. If it is withdrawn, only the continuing partners will share such withdrawal because they want to compensate the retiring partner on account of gain. So if goodwill is raised and distributed, you should remember it is done in gain ratio. We'll see such problems in the next class. In today's class, we will see only how to create goodwill when a retirement procedure takes place in partnership firms. So we are having problem X, Y and Z are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2, 2 and 1 respectively. Balance sheet on 31/3 is given as under: creditors 35,500, reserve fund is 20, profit and loss 2,500, capitals X 50, Y 30 and Z 20. Total is 1 lakh. On asset side you are having cash at bank 20, debtors you are having 40 and there is a provision of 2,000, so outer column shows 38. Next you are having stock 20,000, machinery 20,000, furniture 10,000, building is 50,000. So we are having the total of 1,58,000 on both the sides. Now take this problem on a piece of paper along with the adjustments. Now we'll see what are the adjustments. Z is retiring on 1/4/2018 and adjustments are made. Stock it is increased by 20%. RDD is maintained at 10% on debtors. Depreciation is done by 10% on furniture and machinery. Building is revalued at 60,000. Now the fifth journal entry is goodwill is created at 15,000. So now we have to prepare revaluation account and other things. Now students, why we said that write this problem on a piece of paper, it will be easy for you to understand when I solve the solutions. So revaluation account is going to be prepared. It is as similar in case of admission. All the gains, increase in assets, decrease in liabilities are credited. That is, in short, all gains are credited and all losses are debited. So first adjustment says stock is to be appreciated by 20%. So 20% of 20,000 amounts to 4,000. Adjustment 1. Next, second adjustment says your building, that is revaluation of RDD. It is to be increased by 10% on debtors. So when RDD is increased, I should take 10% of 40,000. Actually debtors are 40,000, but we were doubtful of 2,000, so we have already existing provision for doubtful debts as 2,000. Now in addition to this 2,000, additional amount of 2000 has to be taken into consideration to make it 10% of debtors. So 4000 comes when I take 10% of 40,000. This is the book value of total debtors. So total debtors 10% amount to 4,000. But our balance sheet shows there is an old provision of 2,000. So 4,000 minus 2,000 gives me 2,000. So to this 2,000, addition of 2,000 is to be made. Next, depreciation you are having. Depreciation is 10% of 20,000, which amounts to 2,000. Next, I am having furniture, which is 10% of 10,000, which amounts to 1,000. Now, you are having appreciation in the building, that is both adjustments. So, building is going to be valued at 60,000, but balance sheet shows the value is 50,000. So, difference of 60 and 50 amounts to 10,000. Now, take the total on both the sides. You will have a profit of 9,000 because my credit side is more, debit side is less. So, now this profit is distributed in the ratio of 2/5, 2/5 and 1/5, which amounts to 3,600, 3,600 and 1,800. So, my revaluation account is complete. Now, next one will prepare partners capital account. Now, when I am preparing partners capital account, again draw the same way how you draw partners capital account in case of admission. Now, on the credit side, we are going to distribute the capital reserves, whatever is given in the balance sheet. So, you are having balance of all the partners 50, 30 and 20. Next, you are having reserves. Reserves are 20,000. Now, distribute it in the ratio of 2:2:1. It amounts to 8,000, 2,000 and 1,000. Next, I have profit and loss account in the balance sheet, which amounts to 2,500. So, now this 2,500 is distributed. It amounts to 1,000, 1,000 and 500. Now, come to revaluation account. Now, in revaluation account, the total profit was 9,000 and we had distributed it to the partners in the ratio of 2:2:1. So, it amounts to 3,600, 3,600 and 1,800. Now, come to the fifth adjustment, that is goodwill. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 15,000. So, this 15,000 has to be adjusted to the partners in their old ratio, that is amounting to 6,000, 6,000 and 3,000. Now, you don't have any other adjustment. So, what I will do, I will total the credit side of the partners. So, Z's capital shows me 29,300. Y's capital 26,000, 48,600 and X capital is 68,600. So, the same total is written on the debit side also. Now, Z is no longer going to act as a partner, but the partnership is silent, the deed is silent or adjustment is silent whether this amount is paid or nothing. So, when nothing is stated, we are going to treat that the retiring partner has left his capital in form of loan. So, this amount will be paid by the firm in certain installments, agreed installments along with interest. So, whenever nothing is stated relating to settlement of retiring partner's account, we have to take it as a loan account. So, Z's loan account is 29,300. Now, continuing partners are having 68,600 and 48,600. Now, this balance has to be shown on the credit side, showing that this firm is continued. So, you are having 68,600 and 48,300 on the credit side of partner's capital. Z's capital is nil because he has retired. So this is compulsory that you have to show this amount on the credit side. That is showing that this particular firm is continued. It is not dissolved or closed completely. Now we'll prepare the balance sheet. Now from the balance sheet, whatever liabilities are existing will be continued in the new balance sheet of X and Y. So creditors 35,500, then you are taking the capital accounts of continuing partners, that is 68,600 and 48,600, which gives me 1,17,200. Next, Z loan is there, which is a liability to be paid by the firm, 29,300. So my liability side is over. Now coming to the asset side. Cash, there is no change in the balance, 20,000. So all the assets have to be incorporated in the new balance sheet along with adjustments, if any. So cash is not having adjustment, as usual 20,000. Now debtors are 40,000. Now adjustment 2 says that there should be an increase. So debtors are increased by 10%, means so I'm having old provision 2,000, new provision 2,000. Together it is 4,000, amounts to 36,000. Now coming to stock is 20,000. Adjustment 1 says increase stock by 20%. So you are adding 4,000, total stock will be 24. Now coming to machinery, adjustment number 3. Machinery says 20,000 is the book value, depreciated by 10%. So reduce 2,000 from machinery, you will get 18,000. Next, furniture is also saying 10% depreciation has to be provided. So adjustment 4. So it is 10,000 minus depreciation 1,000. So you are having 9,000 as per adjustment 4. Next one, you are having building. It is adjustment 3. For machinery and furniture, it is adjustment 3. Now fourth adjustment is with the building, where book value is 10,000, but as on revaluation you are getting it as 60,000. So increase is there of 10,000. So this 10,000 has to be added to building, you will get 60,000. The fifth adjustment says goodwill of the firm is created by 15,000. So nothing is stated that goodwill is raised or it is created, they have said. So when a new asset is created, you are going to write it at the end 15,000 goodwill, because it is not withdrawn or it is not closed. So when goodwill is raised, it will be shown as a separate asset. So it is 15,000. Now total your liability side, which is must be equal to the total of asset side, that is 1,82,000 and 1,82,000. So in the next class we'll see the goodwill which is being